So we are out here at the community garden right now. We got some really cool stuff going on. We got like some kind of zucchini. I don't even know what the seed pack said. I'm just freestyle planting zucchini type stuff going on over here. And also in this bed, because we got two beds, we got two, I guess these are like 20-foot beds. Yeah, like 20-foot beds. We got some peppers up in here of assorted types. And then we got some cucumbers all the way down through here. And the tomatoes sitting in the back waiting to get bigger. They're kind of growing pretty fast. We got to get some more tomato cages for them though. We ran in short supply. But as these peppers, as these tomatoes and all that good stuff really comes into full effect, we're going to be in a good spot. So that's the update for now. We're going to go over to the garden on the other side of town, as well as the garden on the mid side of town, and get an update over there as well. What's up, y'all? We out here in the Lioncrest run to grow, whatever you want to call it, but we out here in the garden, and my oh my, we got some beautiful things out here. So I wanted to start out showing this big old peach that we planted in the ground last year that was the size of this other peach right here that's in this pot just last year. We still got to put this one in the pot. When we harvest the fruit off of it this season, we're gonna put it in the ground and let it get big like this big girl right here. But we got some watermelon and some, you know, Jamaican sorrel in the middle right here. But watermelon, cantaloupe, different stuff up in here. A mixed assortment. But we got some cantaloupe, sweet American passion melon all up in here. Some tatum squash along the sides over here. And this peach tree over here that has some beautiful fruit on it. I'll take some back to our Arkansas Diamondback home, the love. But we got a little bit of bug damage on them, but you know, it's not too bad. We ain't gonna let them go to waste. We definitely gonna be nomming down on them. But up in here, we got the purple potato. She getting real close to being ready to harvest. Once you see these flowers on her right here, that's how you know they getting real close to being ready. We gonna pull it up, get to searching for potatoes, and this will probably end up being seed stock for the next round of potatoes and all that good stuff. But we may not use it for seed stock. We might just eat it because we got a whole line of potatoes back at the other garden that I'm gonna show y'all as well. So more watermelon up in here. Definitely gonna kick the watering up, but we gotta mulch the garden beds here so that we can make sure that we're preserving all of our moisture. We got it nice and amended, and we want to be sure that within all that, that it's being taken care of properly. So there's that. Over here, we got some tomatoes. This is our tomato bed. It's a little volunteer watermelon in the corner over there. We'll let it stick around, but tomatoes up in the tomato bed over here. We need some protection as far as stakes go for the tomatoes. Some peppers up in here, sweet peppers, jalapeno peppers, the works. And then we got the herbs mon over here in this bed. And we got some okra over here on the side. Let those get nice and big. But the basil of two different types here. We got some Genovese basil as well as some sweet dolce basil. Then we got the rosemary up in the middle right here. But everything needs to have some time to really reestablish itself some more. But yeah, this is the mega bed. We got a lot going on over here, meaning we had some seeds from the butternut squash, from the spaghetti squash, decided to go ahead and just plant them. And this is what happened. These are some of the younger plants, and they are just going crazy. It's because they are going to grow throughout the summer and be harvested in the winter. So it's a lot of time, a lot of space for them to be growing and all that good stuff. But that's a wonderful thing right there. Got some more cantaloupes on the side over here. Some melons over here. These are all small variety watermelons. We want them to vine out as freely as they want to without taking up too much space. So we're really trying to key in on that. Over here we got some plums. I'm not even sure the variety. Let me see here. So we got the Ozark Premier Plum over here. Plenty of little fruit on it, all over it. Got fruit everywhere on this tree. It's been in the ground for about a year. We thought it was actually dead this season, but it came back full force fruiting. But over here we got some plums. It's been dropping some on the ground and everything, but this tree is really doing well. We got to stake it down though because it's leaning up against that fence. We got a bunch of plums all up in here. If you see right here, we got a little jumping spider. I don't know if you can see him, but he hanging out right there in the thick of the bushes, eating up all the predators. Nice beneficial insect right there, but plums all around the plant here. We got a bunch of plums everywhere, and they're doing well. Can't really expect much more out of this plant here. Just giving you a nice tall visual of the plant. The pollinators do not like me getting all up in the plant's business, but they gonna be all right. But here we are. We're out here in the garden having a good time. Got some work done, pulled some weeds. About to call it done for now. Catch y'all next time. What's up, y'all? We're out here in the home garden. I got some footage of the other two gardens and everything like that, but I figure we need to get some footage of the home garden before I actually release a video to y'all. So yeah, let's get after it. First things first, we got the main garden over here. You know, the 4x8. In the front row, we got some purple potatoes. They're doing real well. I think that we're gonna have a pretty good harvest of these purple potatoes. Look at that grasshopper right there. Get out of here. He's all right. But yeah, they're starting to flower, meaning that before long, we're gonna be ready to harvest these potatoes and have some potatoes for the next year's growing season and have some potatoes to eat. But we got purple potatoes all in the front row here. And yes, we definitely need to prune the tomato plants. Everything's kind of thick down below. We got some cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, all kinds of good stuff. But over here we got our herb patch along with the Malabar spinach patch. It's gonna turn into a patch because they like to root from the bottom. Got some nice different seeded basil here. This is our from seed basil right up in here. And then we got some rosemary. We didn't plant this from seed. All the peppers you see kind of around here from seed, they're gonna pick up and do their thing as time goes on, but this is the big mama basil right here. We got some squash over here, and what my plan is for them to grow up to the top there and be along the top so they don't take up all the room from other plants, because they're trying to dominate. You know how squash does. And we got cucumbers in here as well. But I've been leading the squash over here to the area that's around the gate or around the fencing, and I cut a little hole in the fencing here so I could access the backside here, but I could always just close that up and tie it together and it could be more support. But I want to keep that open because we obviously need to be able to access our other tomato that needs to be pruned as well, kind of divert some of that energy into fruiting so that we can get more fruit. It's kind of aggressively growing within the other side of it, but we're gonna move this squash right here to the vine or to the fencing so we can get it away from this tomato plant here. It already tried to grab it in a few spots, but it's okay. Once we get it away from it, we'll be able to have great growth off this tomato plant. Then we have our support rods to extend the cages up if we need to with some kind of support. But this is just some kind of other some kind of other squash here. I broke the stem down here when I was trying to bend it, but it just heals up, get stronger at that knuckle point. We're gonna have a really big prolific harvest of all that. But coming over here, we got our Thai pepper plant. It's kind of sitting off over here, got a bunch of fruit already established on it, but it's just a little bushy baby plant. It's gonna get huge and be a big old bush. We'll let it grow into the cage as it gets bigger and protect it. And we got a hiding banana pepper plant over here. I'm not really sure how it's gonna be able to really do its thing, but we'll let it do what it do. And right here, we have our cucumber plants. Obviously, you see that little squash bug I'm trying to squish over here. Just like that. And he is squished. And now he is donezo. We're just gonna squish him the rest of the way. It's just like that. And he's done. So, yeah, we got our squash plants, cucumber plants. They're all starting to climb on the fencing here. Once they climb on the fencing, they're gonna take over the whole top side as well as the sides of those fencings. We're gonna let them do their thing. So let's come on over here to the porch garden. We got our peach tree sitting over there. Nice plant. And then after this, we got our two freshly planted today from Humble Servants Homestead. We got some Jamaican Scotch bonnet peppers because we were unsuccessful in getting our seedlings to establish. They got eaten by the pill bug, so we had to get 2 plants from Humble Servants Homestead. Sorry if I mispronounced. I didn't mean to if I did. But we wanted to get that established and have some nice plants to grow into the summer season. Right here we have the plum cot. I thought that I was gonna have to get rid of this tree. I cut it at the main stem here, and it had 3 or 4 branches or so. Now the 3 branches are now branching off the branch points, and we're gonna bring it over to our rod here, kind of centralize the growth, allow it to really get as tall as it wants. But we're gonna go on the ground with this, or probably a bigger pot with this next year. We're also putting this peach tree in a bigger pot because the lady, the love, she doesn't want it to go in the ground out at this house because probably gonna have a bigger place or whatnot, but that's okay. So right here we got our lavender bush. It's growing and getting bushier by the day. We harvest the flowers off of it once they reach maturity and allow the plant to continue growing from a leaf standpoint so we can get more flowers, and we want to get more lavender going, but that's good for now. Then we got the beautiful Jamaican sorrel, also known as hibiscus. You know, we need to spray this girl because she has some white flies or something like that on her, but that's okay. Gonna get her together. But that's it for now. Just wanted to give y'all a quick update of all 3 gardens to launch the content, get it back started. I know y'all have been anticipating me coming back. Maybe you haven't, who cares? I'm just happy to be back, happy to be able to see y'all, be a part of the community, and be more consistent again. But I look forward to building, showing what we got going on, and yeah, we're gonna have a good time while we do it. But see y'all later. That's Farmer Q out.